Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Kofi Bartels. We're talking air quality in Lagos. We would like to know from you what the quality of air in your part of Lagos is. As simple as that. We all know what the Lagos State government has been putting out through the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, where the government is calling or has called on residents of the state to be cautious and to make conscious choices because of the data they have, which is telling them that there's some sort of unhealthy air in some part of the state. And before we go to you listening to us this morning, because we want to hear from you with your feedback on the air quality where you are, I will like to introduce our guest this morning, a quick one, before he goes on to his next interview. He is the chairman of the Lekki State Urban Forest and Animal Shelter Initiative. He's also host of Green Hour on Nigeria Info FM. He's an author, he's a singer, he's a scriptwriter. I want to say good morning to Mr. Desmond Olumuyiwa Majekodunmi. I hope I got that right. He's also an electro acoustic engineer. Good evening, good morning to you, sir. I hope I got it right, please.
You got it right all the way. Good morning to you. Good morning to your listeners.
Thank you very much. What does an electroacoustic engineer do? I'm sorry, I'm just hearing that for the first time.
Okay, yes. People who do electroacoustic engineering are people actually who are involved in different parts of the whole process of arranging how sound sounds.
Oh, I see.
Which means that, it's all the way from, things like soundproofing, but also it gets into the recording studios, and they end up being producers of music as well.
Fantastic.
So it's a pretty broad spectrum field.
I need to have a sit down with you, sir. Okay, fantastic. I had an interview some time ago with you, and I called you the environmental evangelist because you sound like a preacher when you talk about the environment. You're so passionate about the environment. I don't think that we could have chosen a better person to just speak about this. And thank you very kindly for your time. What's your take on this information put out by LASEPA, which is the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency or authority, regarding the air quality index for parts of Lagos State, including Apapa, Lagos Port, Ikorodu, and other parts of the state? Sir.
Well, it's very good that at least they're putting that information out, because in days gone by, the information wouldn't have been available. And I must say, the Minister of Environment in Lagos State are being very, very proactive. In fact, they're being pretty gung-ho. The commissioner himself is really getting out there and doing the job, because he obviously understands the importance of preserving the environment. He understands the description of environment. We call it environment, but it's our life support system. And the most crucial part of it is from the air. It's what supplies our oxygen. It's what supplies everything that we need for a healthy life. So it's very good that they're putting these warnings out. But that's only a small step in the right direction, because what needs to be done is to ensure that they don't have to put the warnings out. And Lagos still has the potential of being a pretty clean air space, because there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of offshore wind coming in. So we could have cleaner air if we just stopped polluting the air to the extent that we are. And this is where the major issue is. There's far too much pollution going on in this state, in this country. In fact, not just Nigeria, all over the world. But definitely there's far more than needs to be in Lagos. Far, far, far more.
All right.
And the reason should be pretty clear.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask you next. What is, because, I lived and worked with Majekodunmi in Port Harcourt for several years, sir. And we had this issue with the soot. Yes. So
terrible.
Really terrible. Of Lagos State, yesterday, I in the house, I walk barefoot. I don't wear flip-flops inside. And I noticed that under my feet reminded me, when I looked at my feet under, it reminded me of my days in Port Harcourt.
Wow.
And I got a bit afraid. Yeah, I got a bit afraid. So I close the windows. What causes the poor air quality in Lagos?
Well, I'm going to play an audio for just a few seconds. Okay, come to this.
All right.
You hear that? That is generator.
Oh.
Yeah. my compound.
Oh, wow.
Come on. It's so totally unacceptable. I mean, it's bad enough that the vast majority of electricity for Nigeria comes from burning fossil fuel. Either they're burning diesel or they're burning gas. And in some cases, very rare is petrol. That's for the main grid electricity. But how many times does the main grid keep breaking down, keep passing? In our state alone, yesterday, it happened about 3 times. The day before yesterday, it happened about 7 times. And it's a recurring story all over the place. And it's not just this year, not just last year. It is this thing has been going on for years and years. In fact, quite some time back, there was a musician called T-Mac. There is a musician, top musician. He released a song called Nepa, oh Nepa, you let us down again. That was the chorus of the song. He released this song over 35 years ago because of power failure in Nigeria, in Lagos. And the same thing is still going on. Okay, now when you have those power failures, obviously, people to run their businesses, to let their homes be a little bit comfortable, they have to burn fuel from their own generators. So you're bringing the pollution almost right onto your doorstep. As I said, it's bad enough, when the main grid is pumping it up, but they're usually in some far-off area and it goes into the sky. It's not acceptable, and over the long term, it causes problems. But if you really want the people to have major health issues, and I come from a medical family, and believe you me, the amount of health issues that are attributed to the toxicity of the atmosphere, it is skyrocketing. And guess what, my dear brother, guess what? It affects the children the most.
Yeah.
Because they breathe in far more than we do. Children have a very rapid breath cycle, and also they're more susceptible to the different things that can happen when you breathe in these toxins, because we're burning generator fuel all over the place, either diesel or petrol. It's totally inexcusable. In fact, I mentioned it on my program just 2 weeks ago, that if I had been a leader responsible for this, that a country like Nigeria that has all the ability to have electricity 24/7, if I had been in any position of leadership during that last 38 years, and this was still continuing, I'll come out onto the street. I would lie down. I would dobale for the whole nation and beg for forgiveness that I was not able to supply steady electricity 24/7 in this great country, Nigeria. It's it's that bad, and it's that inexcusable, because not only is it impacting so badly on the economics, on the businesses that people have, but it's impacting on their health. As you said, the air quality is so bad that your own feet in your own house. It's inexcusable.
It just reminded me, though I know that, because of dust, maybe the Hamatan has increased and everything, but that may be why. But what's something that also got me thinking, Mr. Majekodunmi, on Thursday or Wednesday last week, when the sports guys were on the air, I stepped outside, and it was 7 a.m., but Uncle Jimmy Desu, said to me, the weather looks like it's 6 a.m. And in my mind, I was, maybe it wants to rain or something. But I now said, in my mind, something just flashed back. Like I remember the days in Port Harcourt where it'll be 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and there's a cloud hovering the city, and it's not from the sky. It's actually pollution. And everywhere looks like it's about to rain, but that's not it. My mind just went back there, I don't know. Should we be a bit relaxed about this? To say to ourselves, okay, it's probably Hamatan is bringing some of these dust away, and that's why we're having poor air quality in Lagos.
Okay. So the Hamatan is making the air look a lot hazier, and that brings a lot of dust. And the dust is really not generally as harmful at all as the air pollution that comes from burning this fossil fuel. The dust is, we've been having this for centuries and centuries. It's not that harmful. Some people are a bit more susceptible to it. So if the Hamatan dust is very strong, they should be cautious. And these days, we're used to wearing a face mask now. It's not, such a bad thing to go around with your face mask if you're susceptible under normal Hamatan. But according to the statistics, and thank God, that Lagos is waking up to this reality. It's a huge job because they're coming up with these very valid, good statistics. They have measuring stations all over the place so they know where the good quality is, where the worst quality is, and so on. But according to these statistics, because they measure, and they measure air particulates, they measure the different air gases that are in a certain area. And according to the statistics, it's not good. It's not healthy at all. So definitely a lot more needs to be done. And you know, my brother, we can actually bring this into the spiritual realm because what is going on, it operates in the physical, but it also has connotations in the metaphysical. And basically, I'm just talking of, action begetting reaction. Okay? Action begets reaction. There's a reaction to every action. And this goes on in the physical with nature. You plant cassava, you ain't going to harvest cocoyam. You're going to harvest that cassava. I lie. I mean, the metaphysical. It's there in all the scriptures. God is not mocked whatsoever a man sows, surely shall he reap. It's there in the Holy Bible. It's there in the Holy Quran. It's there in the Bhagavad Gita. It's there in the Jewish sutras, law of karma, law of retribution. And you see, if you're a leader, the responsibility of being in that position that you can make a decision that will affect millions of people. So you better make sure, for the sake of your own soul, that decision that you make impacts the people positively.
All right,
Mr. Making a decision that there's all this pollution all over the city and then children are dying. Boy, don't want that out of my head, I tell you, man.
Mr. Majekodunmi, guess what? Donald Trump may yet become American president again, so it might just get worse. But God help us. God help us. But apart from this petrol, generator pollution, cost pollution, lead pollution, do we have other sources of pollution in Lagos State, air pollution?
Yes, sir. Yes, so very, very, very similar. And the cause of it is also very similar. And that is the type of vehicles that are allowed on our roads. Oh, God help us there too. Because they're burning the same substance, I mean, if I bring a generator into that studio and spark it, nobody's going to stay in the studio. Or if I take a big hose from the exhaust of my car and bring the hose into the studio and turn the car engine on, you're not going to stay there because it's given up poison.
Yes.
And there's different levels. Some cars with catalytic converters and so on, it's less pollution. It is polluting, it's still deadly, but it's less. But some of the cars that are allowed on our roads here, it is totally inexcusable. And again, the people who are allowing this, because these cars are supposed to have MOT. My vehicle, I had to go for MOT. Obviously, it passed everything, flying colors. And then the other day, just 2 weeks ago, I entered the Korope. Wow, my heart just went out to the people of Lagos, to the long-suffering people. The door was wide open, and you could just see the smoke pouring out of the exhaust, and then the vehicles that were passing us by, especially some of these lorries. It was like smoke screen. One lorry came along, smoke screen. You could hardly see through it. This is totally unacceptable and inexcusable, and it is damaging to people's health. So, vehicles as well is also a major cause.
Some of these trucks, when we're driving to work in the morning, sometimes if you have to come from the house, you can't even see anything, so you have to be careful. But so I wanted to talk about the lack of green spaces and green areas in Lagos. Some parts of the state, government allows people to build houses. It's a concrete jungle. You go to Lekki, all these estates in Lekki and all these places. There's no space between the houses. So why? How is that able to happen?
Greed. That's it. Just the greed motivation moving on the fast lane. And the people who are aggravating this, they're playing a very dangerous game. I grew up in Lagos. I was born in Lagos. I was born near what we call Tafawa Balewa Square. It was called the race course. That was a green space. They had a Kofi Park, which was a huge green space there. Lovely by the lagoon. It was converted to the Park View Estate. And guess what?
Oh my.
There's no park to even view from that place. high-rise buildings all over the place. They just desecrated it, man. And you have to have green space in a city. I mean, okay, London. London is 1/4, in fact, it's more than 25% of London is green space. And why I point out London, because it's not the only one. Is it Nairobi? Is it even Accra? Other cities in Africa? Because the land value of some of those green spaces in London, my Lord, we're talking of billions of pounds. But you dare not go in there and even cut a branch from any tree in that green space, let alone think of, subverting some kind of regulation that you can go and build on it. Forget it. You will be arrested immediately because, the system is working there. The people responsible realize the job description. That is, they are civil servants and they're serving the people, and they serve the people diligently, because if they don't serve the people diligently, then the people politely ask them to please, you can retire now. They've done that to 2 prime ministers over the last few years. So the democratic system is at work there, especially in the local government level.
Yeah, I think I think if they try the UK, they will have to face the Extinction Rebellion group and their antics.
They'll be in trouble, man.
And their antics.
No. But luckily, again, we're seeing, again, with this commissioner of environment in Lagos, I love what he's doing, and he's obviously been backed by the governor. And it's getting tougher to do that kind of nonsense even in Lagos now. So let's hope and pray we can bring some of the green back into this great city.
All right. Mr. Majekodunmi, please, in a minute, just what do we need to do going forward to remedy the situation? Because I'm looking at the air quality index, from Air Visual, which I've gotten used to using, and it's not too good. It's very unhealthy. The AQI is 258. Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Today.
It's pretty bad in certain areas. Well, let's tap into that. And, if you don't have access to that kind of information, you can tell, just by looking up and seeing the cloud, So try to, if you can, keep your windows as closed as possible. And if it's really bad, or if you have any sort of issues with your lungs and so on, especially the children, there's no harm in wearing a face mask. And that's just the immediate thing. And the other thing is to really, really appeal and to demand, from the ruling authorities that this must be wiped out. You can no longer have this kind of pollution in the cities, and especially from the main grid. Good news is I hear Lagos is going to have another main grid generation system going somewhere in Lagos soon. That needs to be fast-tracked so people are not using the generators, and also the MOTs don't allow these smoky cars on the road. And if you allow it and you're responsible for allowing it, comes back to you. God is not mocked.
All right, Mr. Desmond Majekodunmi, it's been a real pleasure having you on the program this morning, with your tight schedule and all that. We really appreciate your time. Hope to have you again. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, he's an environmentalist, of course, not just an environmentalist. He's also an electroacoustic engineer. He's a host of Green Hour on Nigeria Info FM. Desmond Olumuyiwa Majekodunmi had him there. Let's go for a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take your thoughts on and your reports on the air quality in your part of the state. I've looked at it this morning. It's not good. It's not pretty. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's said that tough times don't last, but tough people do. I'm wondering if you are tough yourself, because there's an opportunity to hone your skills, especially if you're creative. Yes, Wazobia Academy is definitely back, and this time it is with the Spark Program 1.0, a training combo that promises to polish your entrepreneurial skills when it comes to creativity. Now, if your interest is piqued, then you should be one of the first 50 participants. Why? Because any of the first 50 participants will get access to online and physical trainings, as well as the following benefits. One, you get to be trained by some of the best in the business. I'm talking Manny from Cool FM and Stretch from Wazobia FM. Also, you get sumptuous meals at Chocolat Royale every other day of your training. You also get a certificate for your troubles for both the online and physical trainings. And of course, you also get an opportunity, if you are one of the best 10 learners, to intern with Wazobia. Yes. Now, the fee is 60,000 naira. Yes, and that is a discounted fee for both the online and physical classes. Entries begin on the 15th of January 2024 and end on the 2nd of February 2024. And to enjoy this this promo, go to the website at www.wazobiaacademy.com for registration details, or send a WhatsApp message to 0908-826-5038. Terms and conditions do apply. Wazobia Academy is a place where you learn and
This is an infomercial. You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
If the pain and the ache they cause you wahala, make you use rub. When kata and the cold they give you palava, make you use rub. When your muscle they ache and you want fast relief, make you use rub. Just rub and the pain go sharp sharp. Rub it, pain out.
Alright, no fam. My name is brother Shaggy, aka Mr. Rob. And I can't tell you, say Rob they deliver fast and long-lasting relief for muscle aches, joint pains, and symptoms of cold and catarrh. Rubbing, pain out.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Legon.
Well done. I want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347*880*3#. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347*880*3#. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
He done of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you dey whine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby?
Jerry, now you they talk like this? Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I no know.
Guy, HFM.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said HFM.com.
Which one is HFM.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said
HFM.com.
Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Buy the special Ovaltine pack with 4 sachets and 1 free for every school day. That's not all. Ovaltine is enriched with calcium, vitamin B12, and malt to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Beauty and elegance, attraction with confidence, irresistible fragrance, freshness in the air, as you walk hesitant, the feeling is cool, eyes on you, quality fragrance, that makes you feel so good, come on everybody, Avanti, Avanti, unforgettable fragrance, the sense of confidence and elegance. Avanti, Avanti, quality, luxury.
Boost your confidence with a long-lasting fragrance from Avanti by Imperio. A luxury perfume with scents available for men, women, and Avanti Velvet for everyone. Order now from Jumia, Kunga, and stores nationwide. Avanti is a product of Imperio International Limited.
Your hustle just found powerful partners. HP laptop powered by 11th generation Intel Core i7 processor is built to get you closer to your goal. Enjoy long battery life so you can work for hours without interruption, plus impressive speed and performance to match your grit and determination. The HP ProBook 430 G8 Notebook PC 2X73EA powered by 11th generation Intel Core i7 processor is available at all Conga stores. Call 070-806-35700 or visit conga.com for more information. HP with Intel, the technology partners of your hustle. Look for Intel.
International energy insurance. Tell me what you want. Got the energy to care for all your needs. Hey, all your needs. Everybody needs somebody, someone to be there, somebody to care. So don't you worry, my friend. Oh. Catch fire. Oh, accident damage your car. For your marine and aviation insurance.
International Energy Insurance is a Nuremberger company. We are prepared for you in case of the unexpected. International Energy Insurance PLC, energy to care.
Before, their problem be say our shoulder too high. They say make we lower our chest. Now, they wonder why we know they ever lack airtime, credit and data on top our glow line. Whether cash day or cash not day.
You dey mind their proco people for this market?
We know they call ourselves digital generation for nothing. Abi to get airtime, credit and data, take sell plenty market every day, non-stop. Now your mates,
Whether cash dey our hand or you know dey, we could just dey buy data and airtime credit directly from our bank account with the Glow e-top up.
That is to say, no cash, no wahala.
Yes, so cashless recharge on the go anytime, anywhere, no stress, no shake me, no wahala.
Buy data and airtime directly from your bank account with Glow e-top up. It is easy, quick, and available on your mobile apps, ATMs, websites, leading retailers, and Glow World shops. Or download Glow Cafe app to top up or dial *777#.
As you see me so, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now why anytime I want chop like this, I dey put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don't put my fish, I go con deck am with onions, tatashe and ugu, con season am with correct no cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life na life where you chop better.
Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Hello, excuse me. This Milo pack looks different. I'm seeing support energy release, bam, on the pack. Is it the same Milo? No, this one is new and improved. The support energy release means when you give your kids Milo as part of breakfast, you are giving them energy they need to go to school.
Ah, I like this one.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
If the pain and the ache they cause you wahala, make you use rub. When kata and the cold they give you palava, make you use rub. When your muscle they ache and you want fast relief, make you use rub. Just rub and the pain go sharp. Rub it, pain out.
Alright, no fam. My name na brother Shaggy aka Mr. Rob. And I can't tell you say Rob they deliver fast and long-lasting relief for muscle aches, joint pains, and symptoms of cold and catarrh. Rubbing, pain out.
Lagos, it's a new year and you made it. Yes, but you know how they say that the month of January is so long? Like 2 months in one. And usually you will just say, oh, we move. But wait, hold on. Move where? Is it with Sakpa on the move? Lagos, I'm sure you remember that after dirty December comes clear-eye January. So please, where do you want to move to without money? How do you want to do it? Well, you don't need to bother your head because I've come with a solution. Yes, oneplay.ng. Lagos, you heard me right. Oneplay.ng. Well, this time around, oneplay.ng has decided to up the stakes. And guess what? You're still playing with 500 naira. The amount on ground now is 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. You heard me right. All you have to do to partake in this is just go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. Yes, that's the website, Lagos. www.oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And your name could be the name of the next winner here on Nigeria Info. And if you don't have a smartphone, calm down, not to worry. All you have to do is dial *346 star 880 star 3 hash. And if you know that you can't follow the code and you don't like the instructions that are coming after the code, well, you can avoid the stress. All you have to do is go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. There's money to be won on Morning Crossfire. There's also money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. There's money to be won on Sunny Side. I know. And there's also extra money to be won on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? What is your issue there? Don't complain about Sapa. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember, dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash, star 347 star 880 star 3 hash, or you just go to the website at www.oneplay.ng and win yourself some of that money. Don't let this opportunity pass you by, Lagos. Like I say, I could have won a lot, but I'm giving this to you. So please make good use of it and thank me later.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your number one station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, we're back. Still the Morning Crossfire. Good to know you're there listening to us. My name is Kofi Bartels. Check time or time check 37 minutes gone past 8 a.m. Today is Monday, the 29th of January 2024. We're here driving you into your day with interesting conversations that matter. Right here on 99.3 Nigerian for Nigeria's number one sports news and talk radio station, award-winning. The awards say so. And I will continue to be here for you, and we will continue to be that. Hoping you're having yourself a wonderful day wherever it is you're listening to us from. You're on the road, you're in your car, you're in traffic, you're in the office, you're at home. We're glad that you're listening to us. Now it's over to you and time to hear from you. Of course, we had the experts speak. But we want to hear from you, those of you who are stakeholders in all of this, because you are the residents of Lagos. That's if you're listening to me or listening to Nigeria Info in Lagos. You're on the receiving end. We'd like to know what the air quality is like in your area, just from what you can see, with your eyes, what you're breathing in. I know that, and I know a number of people who've come down with sore throat, cough, catarrh, itchy throat, stuffy nose, and all that in recent weeks. I hope that we don't end up, blowing it out of proportion, okay? But while I was in Port Harcourt, we're on this Stop the Suit advocacy and campaign, I used to keep my eye on Lagos, and I used to notice that apart from Onitsha, I think Lagos was another place that had a poor quality. But I don't know if it's increased now with the whole Harmattan thing. Think about it, Harmattan in January. That's why we need to protect the environment, because it's messing with the whole cycle of the seasons. Harmattan in January into February. My God. Whilst we're having a conversation with Mr. Desmond Majekodunmi, I checked the AQI for Lagos this morning. Generally speaking, it's at 258. 258 is what I saw. And if you look at the chart, if you look at the air quality chart, to try and understand what exactly it means, that 258 is just the penultimate level. Okay, it is the penultimate level. It's colored purple. You have the green, you have the yellow, you have the amber, you have the red, you have the purple, you have the brown, or is it gray? I think it looks like it's somewhere in between gray and brown. So the green is from 0 to 50 AQI of 0 to 50. Yellow that's good, all right? And then if you want to look at the PM 2.5 component of the air, that's a particulate matter. It should be between 1 to 12.0. Now, moderate is colored yellow from 51 to 100 AQI, with the PM 2.5 of 12.1 to 35.4. Okay? Now, what they say, the experts say for the good, that's the green. Sorry about that. What the experts say about the green is that the air quality is satisfactory and poses little or no risk. Yellow, that's moderate, 50 to 100 AQI, with a PM 2.5 of 12.1 to 35.4. They say that sensitive individuals should avoid outdoor activity as they may experience respiratory symptoms. Sensitive individuals. The rest of us can go along. Then when it gets to the amber or orange, you want to call it that, color of AQI 101 to 150, they call it unhealthy for sensitive groups, and they say that the general public and sensitive individuals in particular are at risk to experience irritation and respiratory problems. Now, when you begin to worry really seriously, I think for everybody, should be the red. They call it unhealthy, AQI of 151 to 200, or PM 2.5 of 55.5 to 150.4. There they say it's increased likelihood of adverse effects and aggravation to the heart and lungs among the general public. Then where we are today, what I checked while Mr. Majekodunmi was on, this is the purple level. They call it very unhealthy. They label it very unhealthy. That's an AQI of 201 to 300. And I checked. My location in Lagos is 258. So the AQI of 201 to 300 is labeled very unhealthy. And there you see that the label, the person wearing like a gas mask or something. The PM 2.5 under that is 150.5 to 250.4. And they say it's the general public will be noticeably affected. Sensitive groups should restrict outdoor activities. And what we have is around that is 258 AQI. And the PM 2.5 is 208. The PM 2.5 is 208 currently for my part of Lagos. And it is almost at the highest level. They say that the PM 2.5 concentration in Lagos as we speak this morning is currently 41.6 times. As at the time I measured it, is currently 41.6 times the WHO annual air quality guideline. All right, 41.6 times. So I think anyone who commends, no thanks, but commends the LASEPA and the Ministry of Environment for themselves putting their neck on the chopping block, I think they're not wrong. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line, please?
Okay, my name is Michael Oba.
Michael, your voice sounds familiar.
My area is not fantastic. I don't know how to measure it, unlike you. And Majekodunmi is one of the best things that have happened to Nigeria. I've had the privilege of meeting him on 2 occasions, and he's doing more than required. Finally, I also want to say that we are all responsible. What legacy are we leaving for our children? It depends on the very little things we can do today. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you calling in. 0700-993-993-993. It's a number to call. Female listeners who might find it difficult getting through that number, can call 0201-465-7190. This is a health issue, and you can't bash government because government are the ones already informing you about it. That's the beautiful thing about how government works. Good morning.
Good morning, Kofi Bartels.
Welcome. Who do we have on the line, please?
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Pastor Ladipo, nice to hear from you. Please go on.
Well, I may not know how to measure it fully, like you, from my area here, but I just noticed that it's a bit cloudy and look dusty from my area here.
All right.
But I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Does open defecation also affect the environment?
Okay.
I would have loved to ask
him.
Ask Majekodunmi.
Right.
He's a fantastic man. I've met him. I've been to his park, and I love his advocacy.
Thank you very much.
You.
I'm happy you didn't go further to describe more about the open defecation. I think where it stopped is okay. So for what I measured while Mr. Majekodunmi was on, I used the air visual. Apparently you can also check it on their site and everything, because I'm sure people have their air monitors in different parts of Lagos, so they would use what people have to give it to you, but you can buy one of theirs. It's not an advert for them. Just check it out anywhere online. You just Google, you might see any of those websites that have these things, as long as people have their monitors that those services can link up to be able to measure. Okay, in different parts of Lagos, they can put it on their website and give it to you. The air this morning in Lagos is very unhealthy. That is the bottom line. All right, it's very unhealthy. That is what it 258 AQI and a PM 2.5 of 208 is very unhealthy, and it's 41.6 times the WHO annual air quality guideline value. So it's a bad situation. The thing about government is when government steps out to say this is what is wrong, we need to fix it. You can't now go and bash government. That's why government needs to do the right thing. Good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Welcome. Who do you have on line, please?
How was your weekend, though? This market woman.
Market woman, it was good. Thank you. How about yours?
Even though if we want to blame ourselves in all these things about air pollution, is little. You see the place we run to go and rest, to go to hospital. They make the law things to work there. Sometimes I sit down and weep for my country. Common life they cannot give us. Why? Why there is no life? Why the road is so dirty? Are they not the ones to put them in places? Are they not the ones?
All right.
There are many things that is wrong with those people that are ruling us, Kofi.
All right.
They are not doing the right thing. Even though we have 20%, they are the ones polluting this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Majekodunmi. Good to hear from you. Appreciate your time. I was saying the beautiful thing about what the Ministry of Environment or the Lagos State Environmental Protection Authority or agency has done is that when government steps forward to say this is a problem, and we need to do something about it, you can't go and bash. That's why we always say government be proactive. At least in terms of calling the attention of the public to it, they've been very proactive about that. And it's therefore difficult to bash the Commissioner for Environment or the governor in this regard. But we need to do something about it. So the next question will be, what are you, Mr. Commissioner and LASEPA, going to do about the poor air quality in Lagos? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kofi.
Welcome. Who do we have, please?
Mrs. Oboli from Nikori.
Mr. Bole, are you noticing any difference in the air, in your area, the atmosphere, even in your throat?
I can't even say this one I'm breathing in my area here is positive. I don't know how to rate it anyway.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, my dad had flowers in his compound, these trees and all that. So when you wake up in the morning, there's this serenity you feel. There's this complete freeness you feel, that freshness. So when I was getting married, we also sought the same kind of house. We got one in Ikorodu where I am presently.
All right.
So my children, my landlord started cutting the trees so that they can make space for more buildings and everything. And ever since then, I won't say the air is as free or fresh as it was ever before. So we are like a product of what we do. We are the reason that we are not able to breathe this fresh air. Should I call it greed? Should I call it avarice? I don't know what to call it. But you're making spaces for more rooms, yet the air around you is not conducive or fit to breathing because of generator, vehicle fumes, exhaust fumes, and all that. So, Mr. Kofi, now we do ourselves. That's just it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, madam. Good to hear from you. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Kindly turn off the radio set where you are. Your name and your contribution, please.
Okay, this is Obayemi Manuel.
Welcome, Mr. Manuel. Go on.
Thank you. We keep on blaming government. We refuse to blame ourselves. What about those who throw trash can and all that in the gutter? What happened to them? What of those who throw, even on the highway, you see them throwing empty plastic on the highway, and yet you still blame government? What about that? You see, there are so many things in this country wrong with the people. We should blame ourselves, not the government, because we are the government. We should blame ourselves.
All right.
And by the time, or if you caution some people, they take it on you and start, fight.
All right.
So you don't blame government all the time. You blame ourselves. Let's correct ourselves first.
All right. Thank you very much. Your time is up, sir. I appreciate your time, your call as well. Thank you very much. All right. Then this is, I just had to refresh it again. And whereas we have, different parts of the city having different AQI, air quality index, okay? But generally speaking, Lagos this morning is not good. It's not good at all. So if you are an asthma patient, if you are you have any respiratory this sickness, today is not a good day for you to go out without a mask. That's the truth. All right, that's the truth. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. Please, your name and the contribution.
I am Christiana. I'm calling from Mota in Ogun State.
Christiana, good to hear from you.
Yeah, concerning the pollution and the weather, though so here it is cloudy, it's about 9, but the weather is cloudy, it's not bright. But come to talk of the issue of pollution, I think we ourselves, we have more to do on our side. Because here in Ottawa where I live, you just see people, they gather their refuse, they bring it to the center of the road, and they are burning. And there are waste disposers that can pick all these things away from, but they don't want to do it. Just beside my house, there is a woman almost on a daily basis. They burn and burn and burn. I've complained, but there is nothing I can do. I just leave them to it. I'm praying that God will help. But I, on my own, have decided on no condition will I gather anything that I want to burn it, because it will affect me and affect every other person. I hope every other Nigerian will just do the right thing, and God will help us.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you for being descriptive as well. She said it looks cloudy in a part of Lagos. I mean, you might also notice, for those of you who are exposed to some of these very, very high levels of PM 2.5, particularly in matter, that you might have, the respiratory diseases and all that will go up if care is not taken in the hospitals. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Good morning.
Am I on to
Nigeria Info.
99.3?
Yes, please. Yes, please go on.
Hello?
Yes, you are. Please go on very quickly.
Okay, I want my comment. I want to blame the government for not enlightening people.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's said that tough times don't last, but tough people do. I'm wondering if you are tough yourself, because there's an opportunity to hone your skills, especially if you're a creative. Yes, Wazobia Academy is definitely back, and this time it is with the Spark Program 1.0, a training combo that promises to polish your entrepreneurial skills when it comes to creativity. Now, if your interest is piqued, then you should be one of the first 50 participants. Why? Because any of the first 50 participants will get access to online and physical trainings, as well as the following benefits. One, you get to be trained by some of the best in the business. I'm talking Manny from Cool FM and Stretch from Wazobia FM. Also, you get sumptuous meals at Chocolat Royale every other day of your training. You also get a certificate for your troubles for both the online and physical trainings. And of course, you also get an opportunity, if you are one of the best 10 learners, to intern with Wazobia. Yes. Now, the fee is 60,000 naira. Yes, and that is a discounted fee for both the online and physical classes. Entries begin on the 15th of January 2024 and end on the 2nd of February 2024. And to enjoy this promo, go to the website at www.wazobiaacademy.com for registration details, or send a WhatsApp message to 0908-826-5038. Terms and conditions do apply. Wazobia Academy is a place where you learn. And
this is an infomercial.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
So that's how we go to the restaurant too. And it was
Sore throat is often caused by bacteria and viruses. It feels like you're having a party in your throat. You need Strepsils. It soothes the pain, plus it fights the germs with 2 germ-killing actives. Dual antibacterial action in 1 lozenge.
As I was saying, it was amazing.
Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult a doctor.
Baba Precious, you didn't tell me that your wife has given birth.
Given birth?
Your daughter Precious said you have a Smolly at home.
Oh, you mean 3 Crowns Milk Smolly pack?
Smolly?
Yes, it is the new Smolly with tasty nourishment I bought to show love to my treasure.
Aww.
Introducing 3 Crowns Milk Smolly Pack. A tasty nourishment. Buy yours today. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
To cook
correct food, they always give me joy. That's now why anytime when they cook like this, I they always season them with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatasheo, shombo, onions. No one I know they put. Now he make my pikin them, they always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You see?
Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season them with no cubes for that to get delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Trader, are you ready for the flight? Yeah. Maximize your gains day or night. The platform, HFM is the name. Trading with us is a brand new game. Come on, feel alone, execution slow. Switch to HFM, watch your success grow. Higher leverage, tighter spreads and swap free. Got your back in this financial fight. Trade forex, commodities, indices, shares and more. Just come and see HFM online trading. Withdrawals, deposit done in a dash. Our execution too fast. HFM stands apart from the rest. HFM stands apart from the rest.
Pico, HFM finito, HFM is ito. HFM national platform, online trading, forex trading, any trading. HFM no delay.
Join HFM today. Visit www.hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play or App Store. HFM, online trading at its finest.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you.
A mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks were clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though, school is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Introducing the Save and Win Pali Promo 3. This season, we're giving away 89 million naira. Don't be left out. Save 10,000 naira or more in your Union Bank account and perform at least 5 transactions monthly to qualify. And you could be the lucky winner of a brand new GAC SUV, plus other exciting prizes. And it's open to new and existing customers. To open an account, visit unionbankng.com or download the Union mobile app or walk into any branch near you. Terms and conditions apply.
Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
All right, when we come back from the news at 9, we'll look at we'll do a raffle for the one play lottery. All right, so please keep playing. You have some more time. Go to one play.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.